How's it going, guys, and welcome to Radioactive Rabbit. The video today is the dreaded, the hated, the most despised pay to win. So now we're going to talk about pay to win. Now, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the really fucked up about this whole thing. I feel a lot different than most people about pay to win, but I'll give you some of the things that most people think and the way I think. First of all, we'll go how most people think. Now, a lot of people would say pay to win is you pay for power. So you pay to get ahead and that's all you do is you just swipe your credit card and you get power. And that gives you the advantage. And that's what most people would view as pay to win. Now, they're not wrong. I've just got a different view. So how I think is that is pay to win, but not all the time. In terms of it's okay to buy certain power, but it should be also in the game that you can get it without buying it in a reasonable amount of time. So let's say a max level boost that you would be paying for power, and some people would view that as a pay to win. In some cases, I would not view that as a pay to win. It would be a pay to win if getting to level 80 took you an long time. Like, I'm talking about 3 months, 4 months. Like, they literally made it so difficult to get to level 80 that you had to pay for it. That was like the only way you could get there. So another example would be like if you paid for a weapon that was really strong, that you can use it in PvP. If you can get it by PvPing, then I don't feel that would be pay to win, because anyone can get it. The problem with things like that is that it breeds toxicity in the community. Anyone that loses a game would be like, oh, you just won because you paid for that sword. You know, a lot of people would do that. They just figure out, hey, it's the easiest way to do it and it makes me feel better. So that's what they'll say. Even though that guy maybe didn't pay for the sword, maybe he worked for it, maybe he doesn't even have that sword, people would just be like, it's just like with normal things. Hey, you hacked. Hey, you did this, hey, you did that. I think a lot of people would say things like that, so it breeds a lot of toxicity in the community. Now, I found about 5 different types of pay to win. And these are like categories of which pay to win can fall under. So, like convenience. Convenience is one of the most common. And a lot of actual games use this. This is just to help you move a little faster and just get to where you want to get a little faster. So things like buying gold, buying a max level, getting more storage, maybe buffs for leveling or killing monsters. Those would be a convenience pay to win. Then you get like subscription pay to win, which is kind of a lot like convenience because there's a lot of convenience in it. But it comes with like, you'll always get as many max levels as you want, or there will be no cost of death, or you got a greater chance of getting a certain item that you're looking for, especially with the RNG of some games. And it's just there to save you a lot more time. Then you get the content check, which is, a few games do this. This is like kind of DLCs where content is hidden behind a paywall. Sometimes this DLCs and things like that could come with items. Now, not all the time. A lot of the time DLCs do come with items, but sometimes the items are balanced within the game. So that wouldn't really sometimes be a power, but a few times and often not, it is a little bit more powerful or top range gear. Okay, then buying gold. This by itself would be a category because money is power. This would help you with crafting to get the best weapons, help you also develop your character because gold is a very important part of most MMOs and you need gold to develop in some areas. So that would help you. This is one of the worst ones, is just like purchasing power, which is just the blatant pay to win, where you just get health boost, energy boost, max gear. There's even some that increase your power for a limited time, which is completely bullshit. So you have to keep paying for that when it runs out. So these are the 5 types of pay to win. With me, I feel that getting a level 80 boost is not a bad thing. I've done it in games and I still sometimes do it. Friends are already at level 80, so it would be nice to get to that content straight away and I straight away PvP and I can do this and do that, which is what I want to do. I don't want to sit there and level. Now, I do miss out a lot on the stories and things like that, but most games, I don't really focus on that stuff anyway, unless it's a really good storyline. And if I want story, I can play a nice single player game that is heavy on story, because then those things are crafted out for you, which is really cool. Now, most pay to win focuses on very competitive PvP games. So they'll make a game and actually make it competitive in terms of everyone gets a rank and everyone gets this and that, and you can tell people apart who's good and who's bad. Pay to win kind of focuses on that kind of crowd because, you want to beat people and you want to be the best. So the best way to do it is to pay to get the best gear and get the best items, and that way you can rise a lot faster. And I've tried the whole pay to win. I thought maybe that would have been a really cool thing for me to try, mainly because I'm really busy and I do a lot of work. So just buying all the stuff I need would have been a lot easier for me, and I can really do the fun part, like for the hour or two that I need to play every day. So I tried that a few times. The problem was that there were like two different ways that companies would kind of handle it. So either they would bring out gear, which is actually more powerful and help you out. The problem was if you got up in a certain rank, everyone had the same gear. So you're actually just paying just to compete. You're not really paying to win at that stage. And then other ones, kind of what they did was they had like a subscription based kind of vibe where they would bring out a new item every week or month, and that item would be stronger than the last item. So if you wanted to keep competing, you would have to keep paying. And for me, that was just like, no ways in hell I'm going to do that. The one thing that is nice is that you are helping the developer. But the problem is with most of these games, you're actually just helping a hairy fat man with his hand down his pants. You're not helping the companies that I would really like to help. The companies that bring out really amazing games, that really push themselves and really push the envelope. And the thing is, most of those companies don't really make pay-to-win games. Just because, they have a really cool name behind them and they don't want to destroy it with a pay-to-win game. But some companies get really scummy with this whole pay-to-win in terms of they make it very RNG, but the pay-to-win doesn't even help you with RNG. Or it helps you, like it gives you a better chance at getting what you want, but there's still RNG involved. And the problem with that is you just end up throwing money in and money in and money in, and then, you get nothing out of it if you're unlucky. The thing about like pay to win is it's a huge problem with mobile games. Mobile games, I mean, if you got a strong phone and you got a lot of mobile games on your phone, that's like, for some people, that's like having a casino in your pocket. They keep throwing money at it and money at it and money at it. Those people have perfected the art of addiction. And the problem is that I've heard some really messed up stories because of this, where people have sold their house for X game and people have used all their money for food and almost starved to death just to get a little bit further in this game. But all I can hope for, and every day I go on my hands and knees and pray that PC and console games do not end up like that, because that will kill the community. A lot of kids play mobile games, so you never know. When they start raising up, they might start being okay with paying for the games, and people could see that, and then game companies just take advantage of that and just make pay-to-win games because it's easy for them to do that. So that's all I have to really say about this whole issue. I would love to hear what you think about this whole pay-to-win, especially if you got a really different opinion than me or anyone else, and you feel that pay-to-win map might be for you or not for you. So leave a comment of your thoughts, and if you have none, here are some ideas. Cheers.
Land of the heinous, gangbangers in cold heat. In Los Santos, neighbors get no sleep. Beefing with anybody, competing, even police. 4 deep in the green rag with gold feet. Blast with the flag on the strap, that's OG. Stay in shape, hit the gym, lift the weights. Get super cutter, big and buff, nice and straight. You got stats, respect, weapon, skill. Stamina, muscle, fat, and sex appeal. You get clothes from Binkos and Prolapse. Suburban Zip, Victim and D-Satch. Watch your back when in rival hoods.